Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil, the real deal Bishop. And are you liking what you see tonight from some of these newcomers in the CWF? Oh, guys, that was terrible. It sounds like this middle section, it sounds like you guys are on fire. I want to know, is this section over here, do you like what you're seeing in the CWF tonight? What about you over here? Do you like what you're seeing in the CWF? We've seen a lot of newcomers, and I want to introduce you to one right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to none other than Hoss Holding.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the roping and stomping, moving and grooving. 60 years an outlaw, the toughest man you ever saw, from Castroville, Texas. Decorated athlete, maybe older in age, but definitely a decorated, gold-wearing athlete all over Texas, making his rounds. See what he has to say. Phil, the real deal Bishop. His name is Hoss Holding. 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 Over Hoss Holding's entrance, because Hoss Holding definitely getting this crowd behind him. I love his entrance, love his music, love his energy. Hoss Holding already over with this crowd of the Christian Wrestling Federation.
It has been a long time since Bishop has held some championship gold. Thank you so much for this opportunity tonight. But I'm going to hand this back to you, my good friend. All right, Hoss Holding, this is your first time in the Christian Wrestling Federation. Tell all the viewers here and at home, who is Hoss Holding?
What a blessing to be here. In fact, at 61, it's a blessing to be anywhere. So let me tell you a little bit about my story right quick. I was going to start wrestling in 1988 and it didn't happen for reasons unknown. At 57, life was going by real fast. So I said, I'm going to take a shot at it. I weighed 360 pounds and I couldn't run 8 feet. And I went to work. And for the last 4 years, I continued to work. And last week, I won this King of Sports heavyweight title. And for the last 2 years, representing a wrestling royalty in Rodney Mack and WWE Women's Champion Jazz, I've got this dog pound for pound title. So I've been romping and a stomping, moving and grooving, as you can see.
Buddy, I absolutely love it. You know, being a Christian in the Christian Wrestling Federation, we are told not to envy. But you know, I've been doing this almost 20 years, Hoss. I don't even have my own theme song where they talk about the Bishop. You've got your own theme song. That is fantastic. All right, here's the real question. It's the Christian Wrestling Federation. We do things because of our faith in Jesus Christ. Can you share just a moment about your faith?
So let me tell you about my faith. Some of you folks might not know, but I have been battling prostate cancer. I've been keeping it in my prayers, so many of the fans. And guess what? See right here? We romping and stopping cancer. Nothing's going to stop me. So my faith, so let me tell you, we go through life. Okay, and I want you to hear the outlaw out real good on this one for a minute. We go through life listening for God's word. And the problem is we're listening with our ears. Once you start listening to God with your heart, He will direct you in the direction you want to go. So,
come on,
this is not Hoss Holding's music. This is someone else who is interrupting Hoss Holding in his introduction to the Christian Wrestling Federation.
I apologize. I don't know exactly what's going on right now. It's supposed to be your time.
Very foreboding individual coming out to confront Hoss Holding and interrupt him and Phil Bishop.
Talking about opportunities, let me tell you something. I was voted the #1 ranked wrestler in Oklahoma in 2022. #1. If anybody deserves the great state of Oklahoma, way better than the Longhorns. Let's get that put. I said what I said. I said what I said. If anybody deserves an opportunity, it's me. And if I gotta go through this old head to get what I deserve, then so be it. So let's get a ref out here.
Oh my God, Hoss, sounds like this young man is challenging you. Are you up for the challenge?
let me tell you about the challenge. We cornbread ready, and we buttermilk fuel. I'm tougher than leather, and I hit harder than a government mule. If you want to take on the 61-year-old outlaw, let's do some dancing.
Folks, there's a ref in the ring. We've got a challenge. We're going to go to some action right now. I'm turning it over to Bobby Graham.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now official. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Shotgun Dan Weber.
Phil Bishop, that was an amazing interview until Dan Weber came out and went into business
And
for
his
himself.
opponent,
Never
from
in my
Castroville,
39
Texas.
years have
He
I
weighs
been
in tonight
more
at
embarrassed
275
than I was
pounds.
tonight, Barrett Brown.
Hoss Holder.
Now, let me tell you something about Hoss Holder. Super excited to see what this young man, and I understand he's not a young man, but I'm excited to see what this guy has to offer because it's been a long time since anybody's made me dance in the middle of an interview.
Well, Hoss Holding may not physically be a young buck, but he has the spirit and the soul of one, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do with Dan Weber right now.
Well, I think his resume speaks for itself when you've got the King of Sports Heavyweight Championship as well as the Dog Pound Heavyweight Championship. That's a pretty impressive resume right there.
Well, Hoss Holding definitely fired me up earlier. If I was over here dancing as well, I could not barely do commentary, Phil.
Well, Hoss Holding and Dan Weber lock up in the center of the ring. Dan with the headlock on Hoss.
I love this, Phil. This is definitely a complete 180 to what we saw earlier from Slim 7 and Brixton Shaw. This is going to be more slow, methodical, and a big man, big meaty man slapping meat. Cannot wait to watch what happens right here.
Well, Dan Weber, a big guy, says he's the #1 wrestler in Oklahoma. I wanted to say this isn't Oklahoma, it's Texas. Some of the fans took care of that for me. He said some things, but we're looking at it right now. Texas versus Oklahoma. Two big boys, neither one of them ready to go down.
And look at Hoss Holding just dancing around Dan Weber. Hoss Holding having a good time, and so are the fans. They're firmly behind Hoss Holding right now.
Now, because neither of these championships are CWF championships, these championships are not on the line, but this is a championship caliber match when you've got a champion like Hoss Holding going up against the #1 contender in Oklahoma, Dan Weber.
They colliding for a second, gonna regroup. These two know love lost. They're about to start throwing blows. I can feel it.
Well, and when they do, I think the entire arena is going to shake. They're having lots of words.
I'm nervous for the ring, Phil. I'm nervous for the ring.
I tell you, it's one thing to come out and talk the talk, but can Dan Weber walk the walk?
Well, Haas Holding certainly can't walk the walk. We've seen him strut around this building all night, and there's a big back splash.
Couple of back elbows on Dan Weber, and look at Haas Holding dancing. Boom, and a final big back elbow. Dan Weber is rocked
here. Beautiful bulldog from the 61-year-old sensation.
I tell you, for 61 years old, Haas Holding is absolutely. Oh, it's the claw. I thought he was going for the claw. He went for the claw.
He knew the danger, Phil. He knew the danger. He got out of dodge really fast.
Dan Weber now saying he doesn't want anything to do with the claw. And referee Josh is telling Dan Weber he needs to get back in the ring.
We've seen history, Phil. The Von Erich slap on that claw and it was over. Is the same effect going to happen when Haas Holding, if he gets that same hold on Dan Weber?
Dan Weber trying to get back in the ring, not enjoying the chants from the Texas crowd.
Texas crowd firmly behind their boy Haas Holding.
There it is!
There's
big iron claw right in the center of the ring!
It might be over right here, Phil Bishop.
When it looked, oh, and somehow Dan Weber got out of it.
I don't think Haas had the whole thing in.
Haas Holding in the corner. Oh, big right hands into the midsection, then one up top. And Haas Holding is rocked.
I can swear with those shots, Dan Weber must have some kind of boxing background because those are some stiff shots, but Haas Holding starting to pop a comeback right here, I think.
Big boot into the corner. Dan Weber feeling the effects of Haas Holding. Oh, did you see? Dan Weber jumped at least 6 feet in the air to kick Haas Holding straight in the head.
Dan Weber showing some unnatural athleticism and dropping Haas Holding with a phenomenal drop kick.
You typically do not see a man of that size move like that, reminiscent of Bam Bam Bigelow, and now Dan Weber is just stalking Haas Holding.
I thought you were going to mention Bam Bam Malone, and you and I were going to have some words, Phil Bishop.
I have nothing to say about Bam Bam Malone.
I do not either. I want to keep this positive, lighthearted. We will not mention his name on this broadcast, Phil.
He who shall not be named is what we will call him from now on.
Haas Holding is in serious trouble in an ankle lock, reminiscent of Kurt Angle.
Haas able to turn around, kicking the head of Dan Weber. Dan Weber breaks it. I thought he was going to try and get to the ropes, but that's just as effective. Is the damage done on that ankle, though? Oh, my goodness!
A rear naked choke. He's got Haas Holding down. I've been in this hole before, Phil Bishop. It does not feel good. If you're in it for too long, you will slowly black out. Haas Holding may be out in a matter of seconds.
Well, and especially a man of that size. Now, he's able to get the ropes. Haas Holding is on the ropes.
He's refusing to break the count.
But the damage has been done. Dan Weber working on that ankle, then immediately jumping on the back of Haas Holding. Dan Weber, not a small guy. That took Haas Holding right down, and you're right. Rear naked choke, sleeper hold. You're in that too long, you are simply going to black out, and you're going to wake up to a big L in the lose column of the win-lose column.
Nothing against the age of Haas Holding, but the longer he is on his feet means the more he has to get up. And Phil, I am a coach, a trainer, and I know from experience that older gentlemen typically have a rougher time getting up, but Haas Holding showing unnatural ability and standing his ground.
Big headbutt by Dan Weber stopped the momentum.
Big lariat that turned him inside out.
My goodness, Haas Holding is in some trouble now. He is down. Deb Weber just stalking him, rolls him over, going for the pin.
Might be it, Phil.
1, 2. Haas Holding kicked out.
He's a champion, Phil. The heart of a champion refusing to stay down.
Dan Weber visibly frustrated. Haas trying to get his second win, trying to get up, trying to listen to the cheers of the people, and Dan Weber's just stalking him, Barrett.
Dan Weber may be taking him too lightly. He sees an older gentleman down. He's seen blood in the water, but he's taking too much time, Phil. Oh, that was almost a claw.
That's what I thought. Haas Holding with his second win. That's what we were talking about right there. Big clothesline. Big back elbow.
And he's firing up. There's that eye poke. And a big lariat to follow it up.
And he's calling for the claw, Barrett.
This is it.
He's calling for the claw.
Big claw coming up. I don't think Dan Weber knows what's happening.
There it is. There it is. He's locked it in. The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw on Dan Weber. Will Dan Weber be able to get out?
Dan
Is
Weber's
this
in
it?
trouble. Wait, what is this?
Whoa. That's Zay and Dre from earlier.
They were in the Battle Royal. What
are they doing
here?
They're attacking Hustle. They just pushed the referee. Oh my
We should
goodness.
find these boys. We should find them. We need some help out here or something. No, this is.
Oh no! Somebody's got to put a stop to this.
And a big right hand from Dan Weber. I think Haas Holding might be hurt, Phil.
Haas needing some help. No one from the back is coming to help. Zay and Dre are just going to work on Haas Holding.
Those are three big guys.
This match is officially over, but they are still taking it to Haas Holding. This is not what the Christian Wrestling Federation is about. And I think I see what's happening here. Dan Weber seems to have formed an alliance with these two.
Well, you got to expect.
This match has been ruled a no contest.
Well, you got to think Haas Holding is going to want some kind of come-up-as against these three after what just happened tonight. I would have gladly went and helped, but Phil, after what I saw, I don't think anyone else would have come to help me.
Absolutely shocking, not what the Christian Wrestling Federation is about. I cannot believe this was allowed to happen. These men manhandled the referee. They put their hands on the referee. They put their hands on. But look, Haas Holding on his feet, and he's saying, "Come on back."
Once more, that's the heart of the champion from Haas Holding. Phil, never in your 29 years have I seen a despicable act like what we just saw.
I tell you, I will have words with Rob Vaughn about the behavior of the locker room, allowing someone like Haas Holding to take a beating in their first outing in the CWF. This is not what we are. This is not representative of who we are. But Haas Holding is holding his head high. He's saying he doesn't need any help. And he's got his belts.
61-year-old rootin' and tootin' outlaw standing tall with his titles. You got to expect he will come back even stronger and bring it back to those three.
I hope so. I absolutely hope we get to see Haas Holding again. I very much enjoyed this man's personality, his spirit, and I think he has got a great opportunity here in the CWF.
Absolutely. We see all these newcomers making